Hi, and welcome to the third element of your job search portfolio called Power Stories. Prior to this presentation, you should have completed the first two elements, Accomplishments and Problem Action Result Statement, or PARS. As a reminder, we're in step 2 of the 7 steps to a new job process. Hopefully, you're picking up a bit of steam as we prepare your portfolio elements for steps 3 through 7. There are 6 elements in step number 2 of your job search portfolio. Developing these 6 elements are the key to preparing you for the steps that follow. Think of it like algebra. You can't learn it if you don't learn basic math first. Your accomplishments and your PARs are the basic math in your job search portfolio. With them in hand, you're ready to build and create your power stories. And don't worry, there's no actual algebra involved. Power stories are the natural next step after PARs. We'll discuss what makes a power story and why you need them. We'll help you through a process of creating your personal power stories and give you examples of what a good power story looks like and sounds like. Power stories are a very important tool to be used in your interview, when you're networking, really for any time during your job search. You never know when someone might ask you to tell them more about what you do, and a memorable power story can always help. So, what is a power story? By definition, a power story is a memorable experience that we share with others through words. A really good power story leaves the listener with a great impression of your strengths and skill set. Sometimes it's easier to think of a power story as hero stories. They are significant events in your professional history, and you're the hero. They're called a power story because they can be expressed with significant emotion, or they can recall a big event that occurred. When you look through your list of PARs, many can be great candidates to translate into a power story. What's the purpose of a power story? What's the point? The point is to make you and your accomplishments stand out. When you think of the stories you've heard or read, ask yourself, what made it memorable? In most cases, the story likely captured your attention and conveyed a message. This is what you want to accomplish with your power stories. You want your audience to remember key things about you. And a story is the best way to present your key messages and strengths. As you read through the statements on this page, think about which of these phrases might apply to you. It might help to think of things others may have said about you as well. To create your personal power story, start by reviewing your list of accomplishments and PARs. Now, select one or two that bring out the messages you identified on the previous page. Focus on who you are, your strongest characteristics. Developing power stories is not usually an easy task for most people, so ask for help. Many times your family or friends may recall specific hero moments from your past that you've forgotten about or perhaps have downplayed over time. Generally, people are taught to be humble, not boastful, so getting help is a good way for others to tell you what they remember about you and your skills. You might hear things like, "You are so organized. You have always had an incredible grasp of the big picture. When I need several things done at the same time, you always pull it off." Organization, strategy, multitasking, these are key strengths that form the basis of a terrific power story. To help you with this process, we'll give you a few examples of how people have translated their PAR statement into a power story. In this first example, the PAR statement reads, "I was recognized for excellent resourcefulness when I acted quickly to solve a last-minute gap in our readiness for an important meeting." There's a lot of information in that statement. Here's how that person made this PAR statement into a power story. See if it doesn't grab you just a little bit more. An important decision-making meeting was about to start. My boss realized he forgot to order refreshments and get copies of the report made. It had been a stressful 2 weeks for the team preparing all the details of the report. We had less than 15 minutes. Because I had developed a good working relationship with the copy services manager, when I called, he put everything else aside and expedited the production of the reports from the flash drive I ran down to him. On my way down to see him, I sent a text to my boss recommending he give the meeting attendees a tour of our new products display to buy us time. I asked my coworker to order and pick up the refreshments from the deli across the street and gave her the $50 cash I had on me. The reports were on the conference room table and refreshments were in place when the attendees came in from the display tour. After the meeting, the customer said that they were very impressed with our thoroughness, diligence, and the great hospitality made a difference. We received a 5-year contract with them, and my boss told me that I had saved the day. Here's another example of a power story from a programmer who had a PAR that said, "Found an error in our software program that could have lost us a deal with a customer." Okay, that's factual, nothing wrong with that. But let's turn that fact into an interesting, memorable power story. As a computer programmer, I'm responsible for reviewing computer code that interfaces with client systems. We had just submitted a proposal with a key client we'd been courting for 3 months. After the proposal was submitted, I was triple checking our company's software interface and noticed an error in the code developed by another programmer. The error would have made the trial run of our software fail in test with our client. I revised the code, re-verified the accuracy of the interface in numerous simulations, and provided the new and improved version to our client. We passed the interface test with the customer, and they signed a contract with us for a 3-year subscription. My boss was very happy. We hope you're getting a feel for the difference between an accomplishment, a PAR, and a power story. And our goal is to help you understand all 3 elements and their importance in your portfolio. Whether you're in an interview, or having a conversation with a networking colleague, or in a group discussion with other professionals, you should, we hope, see how the power story creates a memorable impression on the audience you're speaking to. Let's try another example. Here's a third example of a power story provided by a technical sales professional. This relates to a PAR where a customer was almost lost, but through leadership and listening was converted back to continue business with the same company. My department was a key contributor to a good portion of the profit in our company. We were informed by a highly valued customer that they had decided to use a different competitor source for our product. 3 people from our technical account management team arranged a meeting with the departing customer. I was the lead. We met with the customer for 6 hours to re-understand their issues with our product and learned that they were going to pay more for our competitor's product. My team agreed to immediately fix 2 of the product problems and committed to solving the other 5 within a month. The customer agreed to cancel the order with the competitor and return to us at a slightly higher price than our original bid. Are you getting the hang of what makes a good power story? So now it's your turn to transform one of your PARs into a power story. Here are a list of categories that you might consider relating to your PARs as you create power stories that could leave an important impression. You might have an example of where you showed amazing teamwork, communication, or problem solving. You might have a great example story about customer service, sales, or finding quality issues with your product. The goal is to create a story around the event or activity and make it memorable to the audience. Here's a more prescriptive way to help you transform a PAR into a power story. Use the recommended instructions to help you with each portion of the story. Feel free to pause the video here and answer these questions. It will help you create a solid outline of your power story. The key is to make the PAR come alive in the form of an interesting and impressive story. A story with a point, and that point is you and your skills. Get creative, get some help with ideas, and give yourself time to write and rewrite so that you can rehearse it for yourself and ideally memorize it to be able to tell it to anyone when the time is right. And really, once it's your story, you won't have trouble recalling it and repeating it. Here's another list of ideas on the kinds of actions that can make a good power story. Did you come up with ways to save the organization time or money? Maybe you helped make a client or customer or patient very satisfied, so recall what you did to help them. If you're a good team player, that story can help your audience realize how well you work with others. We hope this information gives you a start on developing and scripting your own power stories. Remember to get help from others who know you well or with whom you've worked. They can help you make the story more memorable as they recall aspects of the event that you don't remember or weren't even aware of. With the examples presented earlier, we hope you can see the value and importance of having power stories in your portfolio as you search for a job. Studies have shown that interviewers remember stories way better than facts or bullet points. You want to be able to stand out from the crowd like a hero. Power stories tell of your value, skills, and capabilities. Whether young or old, this is the ideal reaction that you want from your audience after you tell your power story. Wow! We're certain that you have many reasons people could say, "That's amazing." It will make the difference between being part of the crowd and standing out from it, because standing out in a positively memorable way can lead to a job offer. We have developed an exercise sheet that is associated with this presentation. Please locate the Power Story exercise form on the website and use it to build on a PAR statement you already have. This exercise sheet can help you create your power story. Feel free to rewind to the key parts of this video to help you. Once you've completed this video and the exercise, you are welcome to sign up on the website for a virtual session to help you with your portfolio elements. Thank you for your attention and good luck on your job search. Remember, you've got a story to tell and you're the hero.